Communicate with her brother.
Because
Listen,
of what
you
you've
and I
done.
should stay out of it.
Are you
Okay,
listening
all
to how
right.
she's speaking to
you
his
guys
wife?
aren't getting anywhere. Okay, stop.
I
Just
want to
stop.
speak to my brother,
I
not
don't have
her.
a problem with
She
anybody.
wants her last
Established
words with
that.
you,
Okay,
then you
so
tell
tell
her
her,
how.
shut up,
Just
Andy.
stop.
She's a gaslighting bitch.
What is
Terrible.
wrong with her?
Stop.
All right, besties, we need to talk about the drama that just won't quit. Teresa Giudice is back at it again, and this time, she's coming for the Gorgas and even Bravo itself. If you've been keeping up with the Real Housewives of New Jersey, then you already know that Teresa's relationship with her brother, Joe Gorga, and his wife, Melissa, has been on thin ice for years. But now, things have escalated to a whole new level. Teresa recently spoke out about the betrayal she feels from her own family, and let's just say, she is not holding back. She called out Joe for siding with Margaret Josephs over her, and she's making it clear that she doesn't see a future where they all make peace. Not only that, but she also has some strong words for Bravo, calling on the network to make some major changes. So, let's get into all the details. What exactly did Teresa say? Is she really done with Joe and Melissa for good? And what does she mean when she says Bravo needs to do the right thing? We have a lot to discuss, so grab your coffee, sit back, and let's break it all down. If there's one thing about Teresa, it's that she never forgets a betrayal. She recently opened up about how hurt she is that Joe and Melissa have chosen to side with Margaret instead of her. And in true Teresa fashion, she didn't hold back her feelings. She said that her brother picked Margaret over her. And to her, that was the ultimate slap in the face. She made it clear that she believes Margaret has some serious dirt on the Gorgas, and that's why they'll never turn against her. According to Teresa, Joe and Melissa are afraid of what Margaret might expose. Now, this is a huge accusation. We all know that Margaret loves to stir the pot, but could she really be holding something over the Gorgas? And if so, what could it be? It wouldn't be the first time Margaret has been accused of using information as leverage, but at the same time, isn't it possible that Joe and Melissa just don't want to be on Teresa's side anymore? At this point, it's hard to tell if Teresa is genuinely being wronged or if she's just stuck in the past. But one thing is for sure, she's not backing down from this fight. For years, one of Teresa's biggest issues has been the way Joe and Melissa joined RHONJ. She has always maintained that they should have apologized for coming onto the show behind her back. According to Teresa, they knew it would hurt her, and instead of making things right, they doubled down. She recently said that the Gorgas should have been apologizing from day one. In her words, it's something that has bothered her for a long time, and it still affects her to this day. In fact, she even admitted that this is one of the reasons why she struggles to watch the show. But here's the thing, hasn't this been talked about enough? We're talking about something that happened over a decade ago. At some point, don't you just have to let it go? Fans are divided on this one. Some people think Teresa is absolutely right, and that the Gorgas should have handled things differently. Others feel like Teresa is holding on to grudges for way too long, and that it's time to move on. At this point, it doesn't seem like she ever will. She clearly still feels like she was wronged, and as long as Joe and Melissa refuse to acknowledge it, she's never going to let it go. Now, this is where things get even messier. Teresa is now calling on Bravo to make changes, and she made it pretty obvious that she doesn't want certain people back on the show. She said that she hopes Bravo does the right thing and removes some cast members. While she didn't say any names, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who she's talking about. It's pretty clear that she wants Margaret and maybe even Melissa gone. This isn't the first time Teresa has suggested that changes need to be made to the cast, but what's interesting is that there were already rumors floating around that Bravo was planning a major cast shakeup. Reports claim that only 3 people, Teresa, Dolores Catania, and Melissa, would be returning, while the rest of the cast would be fired. And if that wasn't dramatic enough, there was also talk that Teresa might be getting her own spin-off show. But before anyone could get too excited, Andy Cohen shut down the rumors. He told fans not to believe anything unless it comes directly from Bravo, which means we're going to have to wait and see what really happens. Still, Teresa seems pretty confident that change is coming. And if Bravo actually listens to her, RHONJ could look completely different next season. Teresa and the Gorgas seem beyond repair. Years of conflict make reconciliation unlikely, with Teresa feeling betrayed and Joe and Melissa exhausted by the drama. Will they finally cut ties, or will the cycle continue? One thing's certain, Teresa isn't backing down. Love her or hate her, she's here to stay. What do you think? Should they call it quits for good?